Lego.
Hi there. I'm reporter Jacob Walmsley, here with Dr. Blake Flake and Zach Black of Oxford University. Today we're going to discuss famous scientist Gregor Mendel and his discoveries. So guys, you two are both experts on Gregor Mendel. What can you tell me about it?
He was a priest. He was also known to be a bald monk. With his pea experiment, he helped show the basic rules about heredity.
He discovered there was a dominant recessive.
Turn up.
Let's keep going.
He discovered there was a dominant recessive allele in the genome. That the dominant allele is most often shown, and the recessive allele pops up every once in a while.
Yes, I heard that he discovered this by using plants. Am I correct?
He did use pea plants. This experiment was groundbreaking because it also helped make the law of independent assortment and the law of segregation, plus learning about alleles.
So can you tell me about the law of independent assortment and the law of segregation?
All right, well, he bred a purple plant and a white pea plant together. And the law of independent assortment teaches that instead of making 3 purple plants and 1 white plant, it makes a lavender.
Hold on, please.
Makes a lavender colored plant instead of making a purple and a white plant.
Wait. Okay. So tell me, what about Mendel inspired you to become scientists?
Zach?
Yes, well, you see, he had this way of, even though he's a failure, he was able to still prove that he had made scientific discoveries.
Now, I cannot hear you called him a failure. Is it true that he did not? Is it not true that he made one of the biggest discoveries in the whole time of his time? He revolutionized how we find dominant and recessive traits.
That is true, but he actually did not show his or publicate his work, so he was not getting credit until we later found it.
You
So
did
tell me, what happens if you have a dominant trait and a recessive trait?
Well, if you have a dominant and recessive allele, it says the dominant one because the recessive one does not have enough genotype to replace the dominant.
Just go through it.
Just get through it.
Turn around and come back.
So what happens if you have 2 recessive alleles?
And the recessive allele will appear.
So what happens if you have 2 dominant alleles?
It shows the dominant. And if there's a dominant and a recessive, the dominant always goes over the recessive.
I heard that he made a discovery on plants. Saw that if he had 2 purple plants, a white one came out. How does that work?
Probability.
No, that's right.
Probably both purple plants were carriers, which means they had a dominant and recessive allele.
And the 2 recessive alleles connected to make the white plant.
If the purple plant has 2 dominant alleles, there won't be any white alleles at all for there to be a white pea plant.
Makes sense. So, what's a good, normal, hard day's work being scientists like you guys?
Well,
Like, take us through some of the studies you do about heredity and traits.
Dr. Blake, you can take over this.
I understand that last year you partnered up with Harvard University and you made some amazing discoveries about whale mating.
Just turn it off.
And that's all we have time for today, folks. So next time on the Science Channel or whatever,
Make some money.
make some money and
Become a scientist for the ladies.
don't be. And we're back with Dr. Blake Flake and Zach Black of Oxford University.
What's happening?
Just walk through. There you go.
Yeah, that's right.
No,
More distractions.
Don't knock it over. Just
You don't.
Go.
Just go through.
Just
walk.
go.
Alright.
One go.
Okay.
Excuse that interruption. We're in a very busy place right now.
Yeah,
Oxford
cable's kind of
University
shaky.
is a very busy place. Anyway, today we're going to get into what would happen if a human actually had a baby. Now say I had, my father had hitchhiker thumb, and my mother didn't. And I got a dominant allele from my father, that was for hitchhiker thumb, but a recessive allele from my mother, would I have hitchhiker thumb?
Well, dominant allele is when you don't have recessive, and recessive allele is the hitchhiker thumb. You would not receive recessive
Hitchhiker thumb.
Yes, thank you.
Excuse his accent, like I said, he's Korean or something.
I'm from somewhere I don't quite understand.
He was adopted anyway.
Well, the dominant allele will repel the recessive allele, allowing you to become free of hitchhiker.
So that's why my thumb doesn't look like a hitchhiker's thumb. Okay.
Yep.
Let's say there's another, I don't know, a widow's peak. You know, on the hair, widow's peak?
Yeah.
Say both my parents had it, however, they both carried a recessive allele that was against widow's peak. And I got 2 recessive alleles. Would I have widow's peak?
No, you
You
wouldn't.
But
Because,
both my parents do have it.
yeah, well, if there's a dominant and a recessive allele, and there's a possibility for you to actually have both the recessive and not have widow's peak.
Oh, okay. So what if one of my parents had black hair and the other parent had brown hair? However, my grandmother and grandfather both had blonde hair, and both those recessive alleles are passed down. What color hair would I have?
Well, if both your grandfather and your grandmother on both sides had blonde hair, then you should be a freaking would have blonde hair.
Okay, so that's a very rare thing is what I'm
Yeah.
hearing.
Yes.
So it can happen, however, it's not.
Just probability.
And that was Dr. Tina from Harvard University.
Oh, I hate
local
him
now.
now. I hate him. Sounds good.
Yeah. Apparently Oxford hates Harvard, so they think they're better. Anyhow, more on alleles. What does the word allele mean exactly?
Allele is like a trait within a gene.
Trait with okay.
Yeah.
Let's say my father has a dominant allele for black hair, but a recessive allele for blonde hair. What color hair is he gonna have?
Black.
Black.
Because the black's dominant.
But I heard Dr. Flake, your black hair, say blonde.
We don't.
When did I say that?
You just
He
said
never
that.
said that.
I never said that.
Okay, well, we can just move on and come to the conclusion that Dr. Black is not as smart as you, Mr. Flake.
Oh, now you're insulting me.
Yes, I am.
Yes.
Anyway. Well, thank you for coming back for some more of our discussion about heredity. More next time after these commercials.
Go get it. Go grab it.